What's up, Kingdom? I'm your host, IVR, and today we're going to be talking with Isaac Yu, a corporate recruiter who helps candidates land their dream job. Let's go see what Isaac has to say.
Pick your head up, baby, don't you lay it down. Wipe your tears, dry your eyes and fix your crown. Let them know, don't you ever play around with a Nubian queen, boy, you gotta bow down.
Recruiters are essentially matchmakers, looking for the perfect candidates to fill open positions with specifications set by hiring managers. It requires a lot of talking and listening. Extroverts generally excel at this career. Recruiters could work directly for a company or could work for an outsourced company, in which they could potentially work for multiple companies over a period of time. They could specialize in seeking entry-level, executive, or general external candidates. Starting pay is around $50,000 a year and include additional incentives such as bonuses. Experienced recruiters can earn as much as $150,000 per year, but career progression and earning potential don't stop there. Hi, Isaac.
Hey,
nice to
Ivy,
meet you.
good to see you.
Thanks for talking to us
Oh
today.
yeah, absolutely, no problem.
So, you're a recruiter, so
I am.
tell us about what kinds of recruiters there are.
Okay, so with a lot of companies, you have two different recruiters, right? So you have a external recruiter that brings people into the company, but then you also have an internal recruiter. And our job and responsibility is to keep employees within the organization because we invest in so much in bringing them in with the training and everything. So it's really high priority that we keep top talent and extend that employee life cycle.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting difference. So which type are you?
I'm actually an internal recruiter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what do you do day to day? Give us a little bit of extra details.
So there's no like cookie cutter day for a recruiter, right? So every day is a little different. From running or hosting different educational events where we educate employees about different roles we have available. There's also the administrative side where we have to manage the rec load and complete hirings in the system and stuff like that. But the bulk of it is really just providing education to employees about different career opportunities that we have.
That does sound pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, what's the most rewarding part of it?
What's the most rewarding? Okay, so for me, right, I sit on site and a lot of the people that I interact with are a lot of my coworkers, right? So I'll see them across in the building, in the break room, and so it's really building those relationships. I think as a recruiter, it's really important to have those personal skills, and so building those relationships where I feel like as an external recruiter, you still get that feeling, but you might not be able to interact with them on a day-to-day basis, where in my shoes, I do.
Okay, that does sound pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
So for the candidates that you talk to, what advice would you give them just for working with any internal recruiter?
So I think the number one advice, and I think everyone's been in that position where you're looking for a job, you put out a bunch of feelers like resumes and you're waiting for a response back, but sometimes it could take months, couple months before you hear anything, or you don't hear anything at all. So I think you have to understand the other side of the coin, right? So it's not just there's one role and you know there's one manager just waiting for any applicant to come in. So we have to, review resumes, review qualifications, make sure you're the real right fit before we present those candidates to a hiring manager. So that process does take time. And then also on the hiring manager side, they have SLAs that they need to get to. They have projects that they need to get done. So sometimes the hiring process isn't always done immediately, and sometimes that can leave a candidate feeling like high and dry, or they're ignoring me. So just trust the process, but at the same time, they say that when you're looking for a job, it's a full-time job within itself.
Oh yeah.
Right? So keep submitting other applications. Don't stop. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And just trust the process.
Yep. I have friends that look for jobs all the time, and I have to tell them, like, you just got to be patient.
Right. You just got to be patient.
A lot of people are dealing with a lot of things, so it just takes time. You know, just keep on applying. So. Okay.
And then the cool thing is, like, when you don't even expect it, 1 week you'll get like 5 job offers, and then it's like, okay, now my problem is which one's the best fit for me.
Yeah. That does not sound like a bad position to be in.
Not a bad problem, not at all.
So what advice would you give aspiring recruiters?
Okay, yeah, good question. So I think it goes back to a few things, right? So one of them I covered earlier. I think it would have to be, you have to have the ability to communicate with people well. You know, you have to communicate to candidates, hiring manager, HR business partner, senior leadership. So you have to be able to communicate at all those different levels, right? Another trait would have to be, you got to be a good leader. I think that goes into every position, but especially the recruiter position, because just like a manager or something, you're helping all these people and leading these people to a career that they're hoping for or dreaming for. So you have to guide them and give them education, what to do, what not to do, and you're coaching them on trying to land that position, right? And do well on an interview.
Yeah.
Another thing I would have to say would be the compensation. So the compensation as being a recruiter is really good too, because for every role that you fill, you get a nice little bonus from that.
Oh,
right. So that's not a bad aspect of the job, I would say. And then the last thing for sure would be have a diverse background. You know, there's no one true path into becoming a recruiter, and I think that's one of the real perks to this role. So someone could come in as a psych background, right, and just come in and could potentially do well in this role if they meet all those other boxes.
Right.
So, you know, we really want a diverse group as recruiters, because everyone brings something different to the table. And with that good group around you, you bring a lot of ideas and philosophies to the table. And then I think that's how you really excel as a group.
Yeah, I never really thought about all the things that go into being a recruiter. So that's really cool, very insightful. So very much thank you for sharing.
Of course, you're welcome.
A day in the life of a recruiter is never boring. If this career interests you, you can get started today. I hear the pay isn't bad either. But on that note, this queen is clocking out right after this email.